slope. And B stands for y-intercept. Very good. So if it gives me slope is 2, y-intercept is -1. Ooh, what do I start with? There you go. Y equals 2x minus 1. Don't forget your y equals. Okay, Trey, what's number 2 going to look like?
Y equals -3 x plus 4.
-3 x plus 4. Lauren, what's number 3 look like?
Y equals -3x plus 2.
Y equals -3x plus 2. Ellie, have you got one yet? What's number 4 going to look like? There you go. Y equals -1x plus 7. That's all we did yesterday. That's all I missed. Number 5, Susie. Y equals 1/4 x. Do I need to put the plus 0 there? No, I just leave it as y equals 1/4 x. And Chris, what's 6 look like? Over 2x, yep. Minus 3. There you go. Alright, so now for the new stuff of today, standard form. Okay? Standard form looks like ax plus by equals c. Okay, so it looks like 4x plus 5y equals -30. Okay. Here's the deal. Standard form, we don't really like standard form because it gives us no information. I can't look at those equations and pick up any information. So what I have to do whenever I have something in standard form, I need to get y by itself so that it looks like slope-intercept form. Okay? So we're going to solve for y. So our biggest thing that we need to do is we are going to solve for y so that it looks like y equals mx plus b, so that we can pull our information out of it. Okay, so I have 2x plus y equals 3. So what is on the same side as my y? The 2x. So how do I move opposite 2x? We're going to minus 2x on both sides. So I have y equals, now here's the deal. When we were doing this back in chapter 2, I let us write it as 3 minus 2x. Okay, but we need it in the mx plus b. So we need the x part to come first. So it's going to be negative 2x plus 3. So what's my slope? Negative 2. What's my y-intercept? 3. Yep. Okay, so if we look at number 2, okay, here's the deal. We're always adding and subtracting first. We're always getting the x portion of it. We're always moving that part first. So the x portion is positive 4x. How am I going to move it? Alright, so we're going to minus 4x. Minus 4x. So we'll have 5y equals negative 4x minus 30. Okay. Now what's still hooked onto my y? The 5. I've got to take that 5, but I've got to divide it by all 3 parts. So I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5, and divide by 5. So y equals, now this gives me a fraction, what is it? Negative 4/5 x minus 6. There you go. Okay, so we're looking at 3. What am I moving first? y where it's at. So we're moving x. How am I going to move positive x? Minus x and minus x. So negative 3y equals negative x plus 12. Now what? Now divide by negative 3 on all three parts. Alright, in front of this x is an imaginary 1. So y equals negative divided by negative gives me a positive. There we go, positive 1/3 x minus 4. Okay, what am I moving to number 4? Alright, so we got a minus our x. What do I bring down? Yeah, be careful with that. So negative y equals negative x minus 8. How do I get rid of that negative in front of the y?
Divide by negative 1.
Good, divide by negative 1. So divide by negative 1, divide by negative 1. So y equals negative divided by negative is a positive x. There you go, good job, plus 8. Okay, do 5 and 6 for me. Okay, so we did really well on this. Minusing our 4x. The only thing that I saw on this was that some of us left it as negative y equals negative 4x. Remember, we got to get rid of that negative y by dividing by negative 1. So y equals 4x. Okay. In this one we would kind of rock this one out. I was pretty impressed with number 6. So we've got negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 14. And then we divided by our negative 2. Y equals 3 times x minus 7. Okay? Be careful that we are leaving those as fractions, and this is why. We're going to start graphing these. Okay? So flip over to page 19. Okay? 18, 19, and 20 is going to be your assignment, but I want to get you started on page 19. Okay? We need a little review on how to graph these guys. Okay? So, first of all, in order to graph, it's got to be y equals mx plus b. Okay? My slope is what? Negative 1. My y-intercept is 3. All right. So my y-intercept is going to be my starting point. Okay? So it's always going to start on the y-axis. And on the y-axis, it's going to start at where? 3. So go on the y-axis and put a point at 3. Okay? Now, my slope is negative 1. Okay? And remember, it's rise over run, so it's negative 1 over 1, right? So rise over run, negative 1 means to go down 1, and then we always go to the right. So down 1, over 1. So from our starting point, you're going down 1, over 1. Okay? And then from that point, you're going down 1, over 1. And then you can draw your line. You must extend your line. Some of us just like to connect our dots and be done with it, but we have to extend our line. Okay? So number 2, what's our starting point? negative 4. So we're going to go on the y-axis and start at negative 4. And then our slope is 3 over 1. So that means to do what? Up 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Extend our line. Okay, and number 3, our starting point is 2. So on the y-axis, we find 2. This tells us to go up 2 over 5. And now I've run out of graph, right? As long as I have 2 points, I'm okay. But I could reverse this, right? And I could go down 2, and then I'd have to go the other direction, 5. There is my line. Right? If you jump down to number 10, you notice that you have to do what we were just doing in our notes, right? You got to get these, solve them for y. So what do I move first in 10? Minus x, yep. So 2y equals negative x plus 4. Now what? Divide by everything by 2. So I have y equals, careful, there you go, negative 1/2 x plus 2. There you go. So my starting point is at, no, my starting point is at 2. And then my negative 1/2 tells me to go down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2.